you believe me if I tell you that this entire lead in this drop actually comes from this sound? So basically, I took that little slide note, the little boom, and I distorted it so much. Oh my God, there it is. I took that sample, I brought it up 400 cents, then I channeled it here where we are doing some parallel distortion. So this is when you send the same signal, you duplicate it twice, so you have the original going, and then you have a parallel signal with distortion. I'm running it through this isotope trash with the Jazz Turned IDM preset. Wow, this is a pretty fire one. Let's actually save this one. Going through some OTT. And I'm using Patcher to do this, obviously, and then I have it go into a limiter. The way I use the limiter, the FL Studio limiter, is I turn the ceiling all the way up and then I just bring the saturation down a little bit. This is what the sample sounds like now. It looks like I just grabbed that very first slide. And I started chopping it up. That's what I ended up using. And I think this is where experimentation comes in, right? I didn't go into this project thinking, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take this loop and I'm gonna distort it. And I'm gonna take the little part and then build a whole lead out of it. It just happened. The next thing is an OTT and then a soft clipper. That was the first layer of effects. So somehow, some way, I ended up taking that and turning it into this recording here. Which I genuinely don't remember. Hold on, let's see. What's the next sample here? It's exactly that one. So it's just a bunch of resampling. That's... What the fuck? After that, we have some more parallel distortion, some sound goodizer, some EQing, some Saturn, saturation, a little bit of reverb, but it's being automated, and another OTT after the reverb, and more EQ, and finally a soft clipper at the end. I'm gonna show you a few of my chopping techniques. You can see this chop right here, it's not as short as this one. We have a little bit of a fade on the tail. That makes a difference. Listen to that, and then it's almost like a different sound, even though it's the same exact sound. Because if I go and I do this to this sound, I do the same thing that other sound's doing. Oh, well, that's a different note. So that's another technique in this. So yes, it's very time consuming in doing this. It's not as easy as just putting MIDI notes. Because then I go here and then I actually change the pitch from here from time stretching option. See, I brought down the pitch on this note. I actually create a melody through the samples this way. What else? Reverb tails. If you have been making music for a minute, electronic music, you know what this is. You automate some reverb and it sounds super cool, and usually an OTT after it makes it sound even better. So I don't necessarily remember how I got this, like I said. Actually, I think this was the very first chop I did. Yeah, I think that's what happened. And then after that, I wrote this crazy chop. And then after this crazy chop, there's 13 versions of this project. I ended up writing the final chop. Now, I really liked this chop and I wasn't able to use it because I just got a headache from how many fucking things there was going on in this project, but and it is a different scale than the one that I released. That's pretty much it. The length of chops and fading matters. Like you can see here, this one's tiny. And check out how it gives it a little bounce. Like without it, and then with it. So that's it for today's video. As you guys know, I have the goal of making $1 million before 2026. And today is December 5th, 2025. And we are officially at $413. If you want to support, if you want to get some really cool, epic, distorted, crazy sounds, go check out my latest production suite, Warbloom, available at Threat Collective. There's also a bunch of other epic sample packs that have actually been used by so many people across the entire world. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.